You've conducted on all the world's greatest stages,
Yes.
from La Scala to Metropolitan, to Vienna, Tokyo, Sydney. In fact, you've been to every continent, haven't you?
The last time in Sydney I did
Ah. And again, you've chosen to come back here, which we're very grateful for. And also thank you for coming today to give us a glimpse into your...
It's just a pleasure for me to be here
Yes.
at this important festival with a fantastic orchestra course and so nice people here in Sweden. I love Sweden, you know, because I was working a lot in Sweden.
Yes. What does this particular place mean to you, the birthplace of Birgit Nilsson?
That is emotional for me because to conduct opera that Birgit Nilsson was singing. For example, we are in common with Birgit. She was singing La Scala, Aida, and my first Aida was in La Scala. Before, in 1985, when I was player in the orchestra, I was principal oboe in the orchestra, and then I was conducting also Aida in La Scala, the same production that did.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's unbelievable, but it's true.
You said, as you said, tell us a little bit more about your background. You said you started as an oboist in the La
Yes.
Scala Orchestra.
Yes.
And how did you decide to become, when did you decide to become a conductor?
That was my dream when I was child. You know, when you're a child, your dream, your project, you don't know if you will realize your project. But I started to study in the Conservatorio di Milano. I studied oboe. And in a few years, I won the competition in La Scala Orchestra. I was very lucky to enter this important theater with the best conductor of the world, with best singer of the world, best director of the world. So my conception was from the beginning, when I was 19, 20 years old, to play, to have everything very high level. To learn from the conductor and to start to think, maybe now I can use this occasion to realize my dream and getting much more experience from all the conductor, Abbado, Dubimeta, Lori Mazel, Bernstein, and all the best, George Preter. And then I started to study composition and conducting at the same time. And I became an assistant conductor of Maestro Muti.
Yes, how did that come about?
About that when he came after Maestro Abbado, so already I was studying conducting, I was starting conducting. And I asked to him an audition. Maestro, I would like to follow you if it's possible. He said, but you're conductor? Yes. Almost. So I did an audition with him, conducting my colleague in the La Scala Orchestra. So he came, so I was conducting Histoire des Soldats by Stravinsky, a very difficult piece. He came, was very kind. After, okay, from tonight you started to work with me. And we did Nabucco together, my first production with him, and I was following him everywhere. In La Scala, with a lot of production, Nabucco, a lot of production. Also around the world sometimes, and many times he was calling me, can you prepare the orchestra for me, please? So for me it was a great experience to work with him. He's a great master.
What is the most important thing that you've learned from the Cabinetti?
First, we have to understand the conception, the psychology, when you are a player and when you are a conductor in the opposite side. No? for me it was very important to start from the orchestra because I can understand the psychology of the instrumentist. So the orchestra is not just violin, oboe, fagot, trombone. Behind the instrument there is a person. So you have to enter in connection with the head of the person, not with the instrument. And of course you have to know the technical of each instrument. But you don't ask something that is completely opposite that you can play, no? When you enter in this kind of mood, you can start with a special relationship with the orchestra, also with the members of the choir, for example. When this kind of relationship is working, not always maybe, but 99% is working, you can feel the orchestra has the pleasure to play with you. And this is beautiful because, of course, when you are playing the orchestra, it's a work, no? Like each work, you can look when finished. But important is when you are doing music, it's not just looking when it's finished, but to be happy to be there working. Because make music is make us happy.
Yes.
Like to listen music also make me happy. No, it's a moment of relax, moment of pleasure in the heart. You cannot think about what's happening in the world or the other problems of the life that each one we have.
Well, what would you say is the biggest difference between you and your teacher, Riccardo Muti?
But for example, he's a great conductor for example, Verdi, Mozart. Mozart, fantastic, really. But he is not in good relationship, for example, with Puccini.
No?
No. For me, Puccini is I'm not feeling so good. Instead of me opposite, I feel very good with Puccini, verismo in general.
Yeah.
But this depends on each one has different personality, character. But he was a great teacher, and especially with the singer as well.
Yes.
The technica vocale, how to use a voice, the fraseggio, no? The tradition. Where is the fermata? Maybe it's not written in the score, but sometimes you can listen. The tenor stay longer, or the soprano stay longer. No, it's not written in the score, but that is the old tradition of the Italian music, especially. No, and you have to know this. How you can learn, not at school, but following the great conductor with great experience.
It seems to me that maybe this is what you mostly inherited from him, this kind of understanding of the singer.
Yes.
Actually, Birgit Nilsson said that there are two kinds of conductors. One is the singer-focused conductor who feels the singer has the melodies inside and singing in him, and the non-singer-focused conductor. And I've noticed, of course, that when you conduct, you often maybe not sing, but yeah, you mime the lines of the singers.
When I started also not only with Muti, with Maestro Patane, that was also his great conductor, opera conductor. He told me many times, you have to try to sing by yourself. Because many times, what is the tempo? Fast or lower? You have to try to sing where you can take a breath. If you need to take a breath, also the singer needs to take a breath. So that is a perfect tempo.
So do you do it to help them?
Help them
And
for the legato, for the pronunciation, if are not Italian, maybe to have to learn them the right pronunciation in Italian language, and where to take a brief, or that is coming from my instrument, because oboe, me too, I need to take a brief when I play. So many times, that is funny. When I played the first time in Aida, in La Scala, when I was entering, I was very, very young, 19, 20 years old. And the orchestra in that time was still the old musician that restarted with Toscanini after the Second War.
Oh, wow.
So I was really like a bambino. In the middle of this. I remember I was playing in beautiful solo. We have a fantastic first oboe in the orchestra, bravissimo, here in Helsingborg. And I was playing the oboe, and I thought quite good, but came one old man to me and said, "Oh, bene, bravo, beautiful sound, but you are playing with a soprano, so please, you cannot play just the note. You have to follow the soprano and wait a little when she needs to take a breath and to restart together with her." There's a conception that when you are playing, you are not playing, but you are singing with your instrument. That is the conception.
When you learn, now you've probably conducted every opera there is, at least, yeah. But when you learn a new piece or a new opera, do you often listen to old recordings of your idols, maybe? Or?
I was very lucky that I played practically almost every opera when it was in La Scala.
Yeah.
So I have some example from when I was playing. Plus, I like to listen the very old live recording. Maybe it's not perfect together, but doesn't matter. You can learn the old tradition, and not only one. You can hear also mastery before the war, after the war, in 850, 60, like this period, no? With Birgit Nilsson, how we were singing, Aida, for example. Just but to have a panoramic of the possibility. Then you get yours, mine, with in connection what I was playing in the orchestra already, this opera. And that is a base, the first step. And then when you open the score, there is a million other things. So the connection with the music, with the words, with the story. The connection to take from the music the emotional moment depend what they are speaking about on the stage. Is a scene of love, for example, so you have to be sweet with the orchestra, to be, if the tenor is passional, you have to be more passional with the strings. If you do something speaking about war, the orchestra has to be more dramatic, no? And the connection between the partitura that go inside of the orchestra, the partitura is like to read a book. It's just black point in the fire, nothing more. Inside of this, there is a music, but you have to be, when you study, you have to listen almost to the orchestra inside of you, what you will get from the orchestra. In your head, in your soul, you sing the part of the orchestra, now it's got the clarinet, now more, and then piano, now the first trumpet, now everything is going like a sort of chip of the computer in the no? And then when you work with the orchestra, you try to realize what you felt or what you were thinking about. No? And then the result is usually good.
When this Monday, I interviewed our Amonastro and Radames, Fredrik and Martin, and I asked them what it's like to work with you. And they answered like everybody else that I've ever asked for throughout my life. Musicians or singers, they just love you, and they just love working with you. So I would like to know your secret. It cannot just be your Italian charm. It has to be something else too.
No, the question is coming, what you said before, from big experience working when I was young with because I was conducting also. When I started my career with as conductor, I was 28, 29 years old already. So that I was working with Domingo, with Giotti, with all the fantastic singers, Miro Lafreni, Cura, many times with Kaufman, for example. Now, all the best singers in the world, of the past and the actual. And when you're working this kind of level, you're lucky because you can ask to the singer what the singers that are like this, they cannot do. But they are so good that you can ask, please do the pianissimo here. And they are able to do. So you can create the atmosphere, and to put in the condition to sing without force, them pushing the tempo or not space for take a breath to sing in the right position. And then they loved you because maestro, with you I can take a breath, I can sing like this. And that is the reason that I have a lot of good connection with all the singers in the world.
Yes, yes. But it's also a personality thing. I mean, we know many so-called demon conductors who are not very nice people, and they thought maybe that they needed to be arrogant or stern to gain respect. But of course you are the proof of the opposite, because you're a nice person and yet everybody respects you deeply. So
no, depends. This depends. Each one has a different personality, of course. No?
Yes, yes.
But I have to say something about that. When I was studying with Leonard Bernstein in the United States, Leonard Bernstein is like God.
Yes.
So I remember when we went to Boston, it was almost what to do today, Mamma Mia. He was so kind, so normal, so not arrogant. Also, we did in our students some mistakes, a lot maybe. He never was arrogant, he never was squishing us, but teaching us. No, what you did mistake here, why did you know? Listen, wait for the orchestra, go walk in morbid way down, it's hard, you know. And when we were speaking, we were student 27, 28 years. He was older than me now. But he was so kind with us, like a father. I asked the same question to him.
Yes.
Same question that, Maestro, but why you're so kind? Because I don't need to be strong or arrogant. Usually who is arrogant is because because it's not insured inside.
Yes, exactly. The best ones are the ones who are actually humble. They don't need to be, as you say, yes. But what are the other necessary qualities to be a good conductor? Obviously, a good leader. Maybe you have to be stubborn as well to get what you want.
You have to be, of course, nice, not always, maybe. Depends. So, in each country, the people have different mentality. So, the orchestra of this country has a mentality, the orchestra in another country has another mentality. If you go in China, it's a completely another mentality. If you go in Japan, completely another mentality. If you go in Australia or in Argentina or Metropolitan New York, completely different people. What we have in common?
Yes.
The love, the family. We have to eat, you like to eat, you like to drink, like love. That is only the question that we have in common. Maybe in different way, but in the end it's the same, no? So you have to start from this point. Then to understand their psychology, if they need to be a little bit stronger with them or to get something, or not to be so much stronger but to get something. That's a question of psychology, no? That's coming from when I was in the orchestra. I remember once I was doing the same opera the week before I was in Japan. No? So they are so perfectly silent with that. You conduct, you explain, silenzio assoluto, one other was thinking, one other was, oh, you take a break? Yes, and took the flight and went to Budapest. For the same opera, Trovatore. And the orchestra arrived, and the orchestra, I was there, the orchestra was speaking. Okay. Bam, bam! Prego, silenzio! And then I get attention. So depending where you are, you have to change your mood.
You've actually answered my next question. This is great. But so now because you've been everywhere, you've learned. Okay, so if you're in Germany, you have to be.
In Germany also depends if you are in East or West.
Really? What's the difference? What's the difference?
Big difference.
What's in what
big
way?
difference. When you are in the West, Germany, for example, in Frankfurt, Hamburg, they used to be like us, no, in democracy, let's say. So they are more free, more familiar, it's easy to have connection. When I was working, I remember first time in Dresden, it was just a few years after the union of Germany, you know, but the mentality was very close. I can understand them because they were before with Hitler, after the war with again oppression with DDR and Russian. So they were like close, rigid to play. Not to, except if I remember when I was conducting Bohème, it was not possible to make something flexible. No, the phrase just it's not possible. So to get something from them, I had to be strong. Like it's almost a dictatura. And then they follow you. When 6 months, 1 year later, they get confident to you. So they understood that, with him we can be relaxing. And then they start to be flexible also. But you have to get slowly this. Now it's different now after so many years.
Now it's not a big difference between.
No, it's not so much.
No. What about Italian orchestras? What are they like?
Depends where I go. If you conduct La Scala, Santa Cecilia, this big Torino, fantastic orchestra, opera house, no problem with them. Also, I feel so at home. Because I can get the real sound of the Italian style without to say anything. They know by themselves what to do, because it's inside in our blood.
Yes.
No? If you go in south of Italy, there they have the same feeling, but they are not so precise like in Milano, for example. It's a little bit okay. Quando andiamo a mangiare gli spaghetti.
And what do you do with that then? Is it the same as the Didel? You have to
Okay,
be firm?
you will offer the spaghetti. I will stop the rehearsal 15 minutes before.
Okay.
And the coffee for all the orchestra paid me. So you get this kind of.
So the Italians have to use your charm. The DDR, the East German, you have to be firm first. It's fantastic. And what about Scandinavian orchestras?
But Scandinavian, it's many times I was working here.
Yes.
My first time was 2001 in Stockholm. It was a big fight. Because here the conception is the orchestra go in a tournament a lot, no? And so what's mean? When I explain during the rehearsal what to do, I say, no, this is troppo forte, please write mezzo piano, no, because we would cover the singer, okay? Okay. And we play the right way. But then, change the orchestra. Nobody was writing mezzo piano. So came there another people, they were playing, the maestro is written forte. Okay, I said, let's write mezzo piano. Okay, we can. Then change again, and came, although I was really furious. I was starting to scream. Please, we have to play. So it was a little bit conflict in the beginning.
This was a Royal Opera.
At the Royal Opera.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, basta, no, I don't want to work here anymore, I suppose. And then I came and said one more, and then showed me each one was with the pens.
Very clever.
So like, if I went to 7 years, each one with the pens. And then it was a fantastic relationship with them, and we spent many years there. Also for 8 years I was a principal guest conductor in the Royal Opera House. We did a lot of fantastic production there.
Yes, I remember whenever I went to the Royal Opera House and I saw that Morandi was conducting, I knew it was going to be extraordinary, so I came to everything. Is there any particular production that stands out for you during your time in Stockholm?
We did a lot of beautiful production. We did also Aida there, and there was a debut of Christina Nilsson. She did
yes, I saw that, yes.
She was really very young.
Yeah.
She did an audition. Birgit Nilsson was the internet. Maestro, what do you think? Can you use this girl? She was a student, not finished at the academy. I heard her and said, she's fantastic. I thought too young. No, I will work with her. And we will do fantastic Aida. And now I'm very happy that we did fantastic performances. And now she's singing on Metropolitan, and we are like involved by music.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Speaking of her namesake, Birgit Nilsson, she said that contrary to popular belief, it's not the sopranos who are divas, it's the tenors, according to Birgit Nilsson. Do you agree? Are they the divas?
Dipende of the soprano. Con la Gheorghi è uscita diva, per esempio. Poi there are, per esempio, now Kaufman is a divo. So when there is Kaufman, cannot be the fantastic soprano.
But is it not a nice person?
Sì, isn't it?
Yeah. But I meant like a bit.
For example, the past was also Cura, the same, no? Now it was Italian, Vittorio Vigolo, for example. But I remember, for example, now she's dead. She was fantastic. Daniela De Sea. Daniela De Sea was really, really fantastic. I did with her, I did Manon School, I did Tosca in Vienna, and many times. Requiem di Verdi, she was really fantastic. And she was not a diva. She of course, soprano importante, ma not like that.
But have you worked with many difficult people? Like, of course, for example, there is a rule that everybody knows that during a musical rehearsal, you should never, as a singer, argue with the conductor and say, no, I don't want this in front of everybody. Maestro can do it, but not the other way around. Has it happened to you that someone has been rude and argued against something?
With me?
Yes? No. I rest my case. It works. Sometimes, also again, we talked about it on Monday with the singers, that reality is wilder than fiction, because there's so many crazy things happening on stage and off stage that you can't even, your imagination cannot even figure out. Do you have a special occasion that happened or that you watched that was like crazy and the audience had no idea?
It's always a secret. No, many things happen on stage, after stage, especially on the stage. But no, I want to tell you about it. Another thing that can be funny,
Yes.
not for me in that moment, but I was conducting Bohème, and in the third act, started music. But the orchestra is stopping. I have to enter Mimi. It was a Spain soprano from Spain. And Mimi, it was in performance. And you know, in the silence, each second is like in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing happened. And I was thinking, where is the soprano? Where is the soprano? And then they start to say louder, where is the soprano? In Italian, because there was an intro. Dove il soprano? Nothing happened. Came down with the orchestra, went to the backstage screaming, not against the soprano, against the maestri collaboratori, no, from the other maestro that are in charge to speak with the singer, now you have to enter, now you have to exit, like this. So in that moment that was screaming, all the audience was listening to me, and it was entering the soprano on stage. but I was not. The souffleur, sul territorio, ma stupida, go away, it's not a nice idea. You have to interview far. So I said, okay, now tutto da capo, so from the beginning up to terzo. And maestro, the choral is already changes the no, you put something over. No, we don't have enough snow. Put the snow at the end and now the beginning. Tutto da capo. And then when she entered,
Okay, let's talk about Aida now. You've conducted it many, many times, haven't you? How many?
I played and conducted so many times, yes. Everywhere, really. It was also once that I had to conduct in Metropolitan 3 years ago, but then came the COVID, so it was cancelled. So I will do in future again.
Yes. What draws you to the opera? What does it mean to you personally?
Allora, of course, it's a big satisfaction to conduct this opera because in this opera is completely different from the other opera by Verdi. The opera, especially anche Traviata, Rigoletto, Tronto, is another form because usually there is aria e cabaletta, quindi recitativo, aria del tenore e cabaletta, recitativo, duetto, piccolo coro, recitativo. That's completely another form. It's like sort of Wagner form. We started from the beginning, we continue. There is also, yes, the aria, not aria recitativa e cabaletta. The story is going on. And also the orchestration is completely different. The orchestra is not just un accompagnamento, but it's dialogue with the orchestra, with the singer. We have the theme, we will follow with the same theme. And we have a leitmotiv, like a Wagner music. No? So we do is entering Aida, so the clarinet before she has entered, do the motivo, celeste, that's introduction of the rule, no? Aida or Anelia or Radames. And so that is what is fantastic, because you have music for with the continuity of the line, the big triumph march, that is believed with the big choir, trumpet Aida. The trumpet Aida is a special instrument. It's like a trumpet, very long, invented by Verdi. No? Because we have in the orchestra normal trumpets, and two, to trumpet and la bemolle and trumpet in Si naturale, 2 in the side and 2 on the other side, for the big triumphal pam, 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 pam. They're special trumpets. In fact, we got from Sydney, I think, this special trumpets in here. And then part like sort of cameristic music.
Yes.
No? Il finale, for example, usually the opera di Verdi finisce col fortissimo, here we finish with pianissimo. That is the usual for l'opera di Verdi. For the audience, after this drama and full of love, passion, and everything, remain quiet inside. Pace, we're speaking about pace, pace. And then you feel clean inside. It's a fantastic.
When did you conduct it the first time?
The first time it was in Vienna, for first time it was 2001. Then before I did in Budapest, I did, I did many times in Stockholm. First time I don't remember.
But has it changed your way of conducting? Has it changed since the first time you did it? Do you find new things all the time?
Yeah, of course.
Do you do different interpretations
No,
every time?
completely different, no, but you can experience much more how to get what real you wish it.
Yes, yes.
For text, for espressione. Usually when you are young conductor, you move a lot around. You are so, come si può dire, athletic. Then with age you realize that sometimes it's better not disturb from other orchestra. They can play also without you at that moment.
Anyway, continue. Like how much freedom? How much freedom does one has as a conductor with such a well-known work as Aida?
That depends on the point what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you do part with a big choir, you cannot be so freedom. There is a tempo, they have to stay in that tempo because it will be a mess and a chaos total.
Yes.
But when you do some aria, for example, l'aria in the third act of Patria Mia with the soprano, so there is a moment also that she has to be in tempo, and the moment that you have to be flexible and to give her the space for to sing in the best way that you can.
As you said, it's really like a chamber orchestra, chamber piece. It's triangle drama with all these big scenes as well.
Exactly.
What do you prefer to conduct?
It's difficult to say. Is it like you are on vacation? What do you prefer? When you sleep or when you're or when you're relaxing?
Vino or pasta?
Vino, pasta, pasta, vino. You have to live each moment what you are doing. It's not moment you prefer.
But how does it feel to conduct this huge, like yesterday we had this amazing tutti rehearsal with you, with everyone, the orchestra, the singers, the chorus, and it was
I feel satisfaction when I can realize that what we rehearsed before is working.
Yes.
Because it's like a sort of to make a puzzle, no? You work along with the orchestra, you prepare the orchestra because you know what you're going to realize in the end. In that way, you can explain here the fermata, the soprano will do the fermata. Here, fermata, this and subdivide this bar because as I explained, and they are doing. Then I have to rehearse with the choir, alone with the pianoforte. And so you have to explain the choir how to sing, to sing marcato, when you to sing legato, how to say the words in Italian, the pronunciation, which kind of tempo. Maybe it's written nothing, but immediately change the tempo because that's the tradition. It's changed faster, and they didn't know, so they started in another way. So you have to rebuild everything, from the double tempo here. Oh wow! So it's like un po' destabilizzante for them. So with passion, so you start to teach them what to do. And you lose a lot of time and a lot of work there is. And the same with the singer. The same with the singer. And when you put all together and you realize that it's working, it means that you did a good work. So I'm happy.
Big satisfaction.
Because they are happy, the orchestra is happy,
Yeah.
the singer is happy, and me too. because if we are happy, the audience will be happy.
And yesterday we were very, very happy. I was thinking, this man is a genius. I mean, the chorus is actually an amateur chorus, 120 people about, from many of them from church choirs around here in the region. And I was amazed how, I mean, my question to you is, how did you manage to get, because they're not used to singing opera, obviously there's a huge difference between a professional opera chorus and this one. I mean, they're very, very good, but how did you manage to get this operatic sound from, it's completely different.
Another kind of work.
Yes.
Of course, if I do Aida in älskad, they know what to do. It's enough 2 hours of rehearsal. With them, I have to spend 4 hours, 5 hours one day, 5 hours another day, because I have to take each section, only soprani, only mezzo soprani, only tenori, and sometimes not singing, speaking. If you are able to speak the right words in the right pronunciation, in the right tempo, it will be easier to sing, because you know how to explain the phrase. So we have to really from the base. And the admission of the choir is different than the admission, the voice, lo si dice in italiano, la messa di voce, from opera choir or choir for singing in the church.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
completely another conception.
Yes.
So you have to explain that they have to do much more voice, or you have to have much more dynamic, più appoggio in the diaphragma. And when they sing in piano, è un piano always with appoggio. It's not, it's the same, but the same note, but appoggiato. It's difficult to explain maybe for you, but the conception is completely different. And you have to enter in that head, maybe insisting. And then in the end you can get something also from that, because they unlock the thing.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. Sometimes, Aida is for me the perfect opera, actually my favorite, and it's so impressive because it's just endless flow of melodies, and one more beautiful than the other, and it manages to express a specific emotion with a specific melody, also with these. Is it also like you have certain instruments, like for example your instrument, oboe? What does that usually instrument shows? For example, in the Nile aria.
The Nile aria is principal is the oboe.
Yes.
It's a dialogue between first oboe and soprano.
Yes.
No? It's a sort of duet.
Yes.
Looks like an aria per soprano. In reality, it's a duet between soprano and first oboe.
Yeah.
No? If it doesn't work, the instrument in the orchestra, the soprano will be in difficulty.
Yes.
Because, like I'm speaking with you, and you're looking, no. There is no dialogue. It has to be really a good dialogue between the instrument, the principal in the orchestra, and sometimes also, not with him, also in the other parts with the first violin, to sustain the mezzo-soprano, for example, or during the aria of the tenor, that you have to explain something now. That is funny also. When you start the opera, the tenor is really very, very nervous, because the first aria is super difficult, not difficult, super difficult. So it's almost difficult to speak with it. So, but I am speaking about the top tenor everywhere in the world. It's the same psychology. I said, but you know, there's the phrase that it's a long phrase. Don't worry, I follow you. In fact, I asked the orchestra. If something happens, we have to follow it. There you come. Well, what's happened with the tenor? That it was like this. He became Superman. So the rest of the opera is, I'm the tenor. No problem. Is it with the, not in our case, not, because we have Christina Nilsson that she follows. But many times, that's happened with the soprano, but the aria is in the third act. So what's up? In the first two acts, Maestro, I have to save my voice. Because the aria is the third act. Okay. Yeah. But at least in the first aria, okay. Yes, I do it once. But when there is the chorus, I have to sing in full voice. But it's written like this, but if you want to maybe save a little bit, you have to enter the mood, but to put her in the right psychology. Then she will sing everything. All the time. Once at the third act, you have to start. I know, Maestro, 5 minutes more. Why? Because the soprano now is in third act. Okay. Can we start? 5 minutes more because the soprano. Oh shit! The soprano. No. And before to enter, the maestro behind have to push the soprano on the stage because that aria is very terrible. After the aria, she is a Wonder Woman. Walking to her. This one. But in our case, we have not this problem.
But the tenor, the cellist Aida, actually Verdi wrote pianissimo and morendo, but nobody does it nowadays.
No, Kaufman is doing.
Kaufman is doing it, yes. And
Corelli lo fa pianissimo e fa con contrario. Fa crescendo e diminuendo.
Okay.
Prende piano, difficilissimo. Va crescendo e diminuendo. No?
It's tradition to do it.
Tradition is to go.
Otherwise, the audience will be disappointed.
Happened like this also.
Yes.
It was another tenor from the United States. I remember once in Vienna, he sang piano. That is written. So.
Yeah.
But the audience was disappointed because he was singing piano. So I said to him, listen, you sei bravissimo. But please, next performance, we want to have the audience in our side and not opposite side. And he did.
Also, what is so great with Verdi is that he was very good at finding the local color of the piece. Like, but you could always hear it's Verdi, but it's like Maschera, Bal Maschera. It has a very kind of a French esprit. Whereas here you have the exotic.
Here in Aida, was it really fantastic that Verdi was able to create exotic thema, exotic atmosphere.
How?
No? That's just genius.
But he didn't know what it would sound like back in the ancient Egypt.
Allora, when he created atmosphere using idea of spiritual music, like when he did, after that he wrote Requiem di Verdi, for example.
Yes.
No? So when there are ramps in the temple with the choir, it was able to recreate an atmosphere like to be in the temple.
Yes.
In queste it was using the chorus with cantus firmus. Cantus firmus is when in the past the monk was singing all'unisono, tutti all'unisono, no? And in Latino, it was at the time, per esempio.
Yes.
No? Using this kind of thema, putting the chorus unisono with the words written by Jonsson, but he was able to recreate this kind of atmosphere, like to be in the church, no?
Yeah.
Like to be in that case in the temple of Egypt.
Yes, it was amazing. And sometimes he just uses like one or two notes, he finds them, and suddenly the whole atmosphere is there. Like for example, the Nile scene, one note with octaves, and you're already there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Do you have another
the
example?
genius of another example. La sacerdotessa, per esempio, was using orchestra? No, only one harp. No? You can see also many times so movie from Romani or Egypt like this. You can see this kind of harp, no, playing like this. He was using the harp, only harp. The rest of them, nobody. Un'arpa, un soprano, un mezzo soprano, and female only ladies chorus. Stop. And was able to recreate this kind of atmosphere from la sacerdotessa, no? Like, che ne so, la Venere di Milo, or instead, when in the end we have the judge, that's a male chorus with Ralphis.
Yes.
So supporting the voice of basso.
Yes.
No? So that's
Yeah.
in that case, without orchestra again, only chorus and Ralphis.
Yeah.
No?
And that made them
It made it
powerful.
un colore particolare.
Yeah. But even though he hated the priests, like in general, in every, still it's beautiful what he wrote for the priests. It's like he couldn't help himself, or was there a point?
No, you have to speak with him and to explain how to do the phrase. Ci sono many times there was accenti, no?
Yeah.
Accent. In Italy we say gli accenti verdiani, cioè accenti by Verdi. That's important. If you don't do this kind of accent for singer, for the orchestra, for the choir, it's not Verdi. Another style can be Donizetti. But Verdi needs accent where it's written. If you don't do, it's not Verdi style. No?
You mean literally accents written
Sì,
in
sì.
the music?
So, per esempio, tu richiederesti alla strada l'onore, that's the same vocale with three different accents. That creates the dramaticity. Nothing. Discolpa di coro. Discolpa with accent. Without accent, discolpa di It's boring. No, there is no tension.
And what about when she says anathema so voi, and then comes the three drills in the orchestra? That comes later in Othello, right?
After many things come also from Aida.
Yes.
And also in Simon Boccanegra also.
Yes. Is there any Verdi, I mean, okay, this is maybe an impossible question, but do you have a favorite Verdi opera?
Aida is one of my favorites,
Yes.
but I like very much Simon Boccanegra.
Yes.
Really, it's, they don't used to play so much.
No.
Because it's difficult for a director to put on stage, no? Because start with one scene, next scene is 50 years after. No, it's difficult to go in the conception.
Yeah, the story is not
the story is difficult.
so easy.
But music,
Yes.
mamma mia.
And he changed it, he rewrote it.
See, also, see. It is twice, but from when start from the first bar, it's come una carezza. Bellissimo.
Has it happened to you that, I mean, that you cry in the middle of a rehearsing or performance?
Sì.
Really?
Sì, ma not in bed.
Not in that, yeah.
Not
In
in
which?
for Puccini.
For Puccini, that brings my next question. So you, of course, you're a big.
But now I learn not to cry.
Sorry?
I was able to learn don't cry.
Oh, really?
They have to cry. They would just not you.
Which Puccini made you cry then?
Beh, La Bohème.
Yes.
But now I'm able not to cry.
No.
Once it was in Butterfly, but not in the end. In the first final, the first act, because it was so beautiful that that there was almost crying.
Yes.
Manon Lescaut, for example, Manon Lescaut, in the last act. Yes, but usually I don't do.
No.
When I was younger, maybe it was more. Now I'm able to.
But if you have to, do you think you're more of a, I mean, you're expert in both, of course, the two giants, Verdi and Puccini, but do you see yourself more of a Verdi conductor or Puccini conductor?
No, the same.
The same.
Same, because I love both.
So it's again,
I like to have
vino
to
pasta.
song, no? Which do you love? Both.
Both, yes. Is there a Puccini opera that you never get tired of conducting? All of them?
I love all Puccini. Now I did, for example, 2 months ago, the Fanciulla del West. West, that was singing also Birgit Nilsson.
Yes.
That is a very special opera because it's difficult, really difficult to play, difficult to realize because it's written strangely. When you listen the first time, you can thought it's Puccini, but it's totally completely another. We did in the past a fantastic production in Stockholm. Con come si chiama this is really fantastic Stemmen.
Anelia Stemmen, yes.
Stemmen, she
Yes.
was wonderful.
Yes.
We did a fantastic production there, and that opera is really complicated because there are 17 different characters. Each one has to be different to each other. I remember I was in Seattle conducting Carmen. I took the occasion to go to the museum of, because the story is of people that go to research gold, no?
Yeah.
And the Klondike, like this. And the story is the same. So I went to the museum of this of the miners,
Mining of the
mine, in the mine.
Yes.
So and for the very old picture, real picture, like the story of Puccini, no? Well, Mini was the tenor, the baritone sheriff, or like this. And each one, I took it by myself. And I made the picture. And when I went to Stockholm to start the rehearsal, I said, you are this one, you are this one, you are this one, you are this one, you are this one. Look at the face. And try to think what is was thinking in that moment. That you are to feel the same. So you can find the minimal differences to one to the other one. But there is a big research in which opera you a lot of work before.
What are the biggest differences between Verdi and Puccini? Puccini was one.
But Puccini is completely another style.
Is one more difficult to conduct than the other?
Sì, più difficile.
And more difficult, Puccini.
Sì.
And more difficult to To play as an orchestra?
To play also.
And to sing?
It depends. Sing also. Maybe.
Also? And what is it that makes it more difficult?
But nothing difficult to sing, because if you sing hotel is very difficult.
Yes.
you need a fantastic hotel.
Yeah,
fantastic different, fantastic piano. Difficult is difficult. It's are completely two different styles, completely opposite style. Puccini, no, Verdi is coming from a background from 1838, 30. It's coming from the music from Donizetti, Bellini, and then Verdi. The first opera was almost in style of Donizetti, where he was changing. When it was born, Puccini was in 1858, so Verdi was almost, he wrote a lot of, at least 22 operas already. So when he was writing, it was in the end of the 19th century, no? So also the conception is different. Anche c'era come si chiama, nella pittura, impressionismo, no? Quindi c'era lo stile di Ravel, Debussy,
Yes.
so the conception was this.
It's different.
And the start in the United States,
Yes.
started the spirituals,
Yes.
started the conception of the jets, no? The first jets. His brother went to the United States, for example, and he said he was writing to Puccini, Giacomo Puccini, and said, "Oh, listen, man, here the music, you know that there's a new style." Which new style? The spiritual. He was writing, he was musician with his brother, and writing. Listen, look to syncopato, pa 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 pa. Wow, we don't have this kind of syncopato in Italian music. So he was using like a sort of jet style in the line of legato italiano. So it was a sort of compromise with a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, the flexibility was in, because he sometimes in marked the rubati and
See, but in Puccini, each bar is something happened.
in each bar.
In each bar, something happened. Legato, tango, crescendo, minuet. In each bar, something happened.
So how do you balance that as a conductor, the structure and the freedom that you...
You have to be with the orchestra very flexible.
Yes, you're more flexible.
More flexible as possible.
Yes, more as possible.
More as possible. Never enough.
Is it true that you can say that some conductors are more analytical and precise, whereas others are maybe more spontaneous and expressive? Which do you think suits more to Verdi and what to Puccini?
Verdi is too much more precise than Puccini.
Yes.
In Puccini, you can manage sometimes. Also, it's really not perfect together, but it's written in a way that you can manage something. That is the possibility. In Verdi, you can do sometimes during some area, but not always. It's much. You need much more precise in the rhythm.
And also, you give more freedom to the singers.
Freedom in the singers. During the aria. During the concertato with the chorus, no, they have to be precise.
Is there any Verdi opera that you haven't conducted?
See, for example, I never conducted La Battaglia di Legnano. Alzira, I never conducted Un Giorno di Regno, that was the first opera.
Yes.
Maybe. On 27, I conducted 24. 3 or 4.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
That's not so interesting.
No, that's it.
But I conduct, for example, there is opera like, for example, Don Carlos.
Yes.
There is 3-4 versions. No? Version in 4 act, version in 5 act, French, version in French language. First version of the foreign versions. I did all the versions. I like to learn 5 opera in the same one. If you do, for example, Stiffelio and Aroldo. Stiffelio is in one story. We did it in Stockholm. Aroldo is completely another story, almost the same music, but Aroldo is in 4 acts, Stiffelio is in 3 acts. So it is in 1 act more. If you do La Forza del Destino, per esempio, come si dice
That's Macht in Swedish. And yes. That's Macht.
That's Macht. Yes. Yeah. La Forza del Destino also there are more different versions. Cioè the first version is San Pietroburgo.
Yes.
This is very long. Criminal for the tenor. In the end, after 5 hours to sing, terrible. He did it once, 2 times, and then he said, well, no, it's not working. Nobody wanted to sing. So he changed the version, he did another version. And so many operas, also Ballet Maschera, there are 2 versions.
And Macbeth.
Macbeth, there are two versions. I did both.
Yes.
I did also the other version, the first version in La Scala was conducting. Then it's almost the same as something changed for the chorus, where there is 1 aria plus for baritone in the end of the opera.
Yes, and sometimes they put in the mix.
The mix sometimes they count.
Yes, yes. I have no idea what time it is because it's so exciting.
It's 12 to 15.
Already? Oh my god. Nobody says anything.
Nobody wants to leave.
I have more questions, but maybe we should have. Just finally, what do you do when you're not conducting? Do you have a special hobby, something to relax?
Listen to this.
I like football.
True Italian.
I like football.
And
so
fishing, no?
Fishing, yes. Especially when I was in Stockholm, my friends took me to the archipelago to fish together. I like it very much. In the summer, yes. Now, after I have 3 weeks of vacation, so I will go with my friend maybe fishing, somewhere. And then from 1st of September, I started with the festival in my theater, because I'm principal conductor in Zagreb Opera Theater, National Opera Theater. We start with the Werther. Then after this, I go to Vienna for Tosca. And then I go back in my theater. We have the opening the season with Norma. So, no bad in that. Bellini. Va bene.
Do you have any questions? Now is your time. Yes?
Yeah.
Do you ever get, when you're actually performing, you get a feeling that you want to change something? I mean...
Yes. I did also yesterday.
Oh yeah? And
That's
then
nice.
the second question would be, can you?
I do.
I mean, is the...
Yeah, for example, we did a rehearsal with orchestra Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. No? And then last night, I stopped the orchestra. I said, oh, we have to change our cut. Instead, ta-ra-ra-ra, contrary, exactly the opposite. Because I felt that this was not working. And then immediately it was working. And then, probably tonight I will change something else too.
Maestro Morandi, thank you so much for coming.